Tip number 1, pick up everything. You want to pick up every single plant you see, as it's going to provide you some sort of material along with experience, and it's a great way to power level just through the early stages in the game. Also, keep an eye out for a plant that provides you plant protein, as that is what's going to be needed to make you energy bars, which gives you a great amount of food in the very beginning of the game, and essentially is just going to keep you well fed throughout the entirety of the game. Tip number 2 is to build a small vessel. Why we want to build a small vessel really quick is just for the convenience of getting around the planet very quickly and gather resources, hit up POIs, and just etc, etc. Also, a small vessel allows you to travel into space, where you can find more POIs, more resources to gather, and potential space stations to trade at. My go-to small vessel would be the Atom. I'll provide a link in the description below, and just to give a few words about it, this is purely just for getting around. There's no other perks to it. It's not even a storage container, but I just like it because 1, super cheap to make, and it just gets me going to getting into POIs, finding traders, and whatnot. Coming in number 3 is build a base. Now, me personally, I like to use the wooden preset base that's shown to you in the tutorial. Just a nice little starter base to call home while you just go gather general mats, hit a point of interest and whatnot. And as you progress, you just build this thing from the ground up, add some constructors, a fridge, storage units, etc, etc. I do want to tackle these solar panels real quick, just a quick tip. Basically, you'll see these little squares on the bottom left and right, bottom left being green, bottom right being yellow. So the green indicators indicate the efficiency or the maximum output of a panel, with 4 green indicators being the best. The yellow indicators indicate the current output of the panel, again with 4 being the best. Keep in mind that the yellow is affected by general weather, so keep it cloudy, fog, rain, etc, etc. So long as your green is all 4, then you're getting the best possible in terms of great exposure to the panel. But really, you want yellow to also be at 4, whatever, that's going to vary. Green should be a static 4, while yellow will be just dynamic depending on the weather. Looting POIs. So POIs, or point of interest, they're going to hold a good amount of valuables, such as just general mats like ingots, whatnot. You can also get some weapons, some armor, some valuables you can sell to traders. Overall, this is going to be a nice experience just to essentially go get some loot and whatnot. As you can see, this is just me going through one of the many, I want to say hundreds of POIs in vanilla. And all of them are always something different, unique. Kind of like 7 Days to Die point of interest. So it's just like the generic traditional RPG dungeons, where basically you start at a front door. I mean, in this particular game, there is many front doors, and you're just gonna ultimately just go from start to finish looking for different sort of loot crates, whether that's like a generic cabinet, medical desk, anything of the sort, or really the big treasure chest here, which is this alien crate, or alien container is what they're called. You'll see them come in different colors, but that's ultimately what you're looking for when you come to a point of interest of any kind, whether it's these generic white markered ones or an enemy faction one, such as a Zyrax or a Creel. Tip number 5 is to do your missions. You can access your missions via your PDA, which is F1. You will find your solo missions along with potentially team missions depending on the scenario, and these missions will provide you various rewards such as faction tokens, XP, skill points, or even items. Tip number 6 is to use your drone when you're mining. I cannot stress and see a lot of new players have already dug holes down below themselves, only to find themselves trapped in the pit and not knowing how to use a jetpack as well. And mind you, that is just pressing the letter J, so long as you have an armor equipped. Anyways, the drone is extremely useful. You don't have to put yourself in a pit like this and then figure out how to get out. You can just use the drone to mine like I was just showing off there. Tip number 7 is the cube. Now the cube is a blueprint which I will link in the description below. Basically what this is essentially a ginormous bank for a bunch of resources. You're not actually going to build this ship here. You're actually just going to be using the blueprint itself to store a ridiculous amount of mats. That's really what it is. It is a one-way bank, but hey, when you get to a POI and you don't have any space and you have a bunch of ingots, just open this bad boy up, store the ingots, you got more space, and you stored your ingots. Tip number 8 is to find a trader outpost. So if you look on screen right now, you'll see the Polaris Megacorp orange overlay on this world. Generally, Polaris is the main trader in vanilla. So what I like to do is try to find them on a planet. They're not guaranteed on every planet, let alone in space as well. But once you do find them, it's a really nice advantage, as you open so many doors, as you could just trade with them, buy ingots, buy weapons, armor, etc, etc. It just opens a lot of nice doors. Anyways, getting right into this outpost specifically, not all of them have the same vendors, I would say. I know this one doesn't have a gun store, but regardless, as long as you find a trading outpost, you'll know you're in good hands, as generally there is a lot of nice amenities when it comes to finding these point of interest, such as a teleportation device. Sometimes you'll find a tier 4 or really just any tier medical device, which is really nice, potentially oxygen, and just a lot of nice utility. Tip number 9 is to head into space. Now this is just general progression, but once you get a small vessel like I mentioned before, you're more than capable to go into space. And it's very advantageous if you just get a head start and go ahead, as you could find different point of interest that actually have way more easier accessible loot, at least I think it is. You'll also find asteroids that house different sort of minerals. Well, the one you already found on the planet, such as like cobalt, copper, iron, etc, etc. You also find a space station, which is also very nice. And again, you're more than capable once you get the small vessel. Just go out there and see for yourself what you can find. Tip number 10 is to focus on gathering resources. So I'm actually going to circle back around to hover vehicles, as you can actually utilize them to just speed up the process of gathering resources. You can slap a tier 1 drill on any HV, and that would, at least, I mean, to me personally, that actually does speed up the process quite a bit. Eventually, once you hit level 20, I would say switch immediately to laser mining drills and put down a small vessel and go to space with it, and dude, you're just going to be swimming in a lot of resources. But other than that, I mean, hey, that is all 10 of my tips. If you enjoyed that, I got another video coming out soon. Other than that, I hope to see you guys in the official server. Take care.